Welcome, my name is Rich, and this is a laid-back Let's Play of Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, wherein I shall take my time, play at my own pace. I won't be managing perfect plays. I will not be rushing. I'll just take things reasonably, you know. I will talk about places where the game is good and I like it, and places where I think the game could have been better. I'll talk about places I think the game probably drew inspiration, and other things that the game reminds me of. I will make snarky comments and jokes. I'll make terrible jokes. And I, in specific, for today, I'm going to be heading from High Fulgen. Well, it's not High Fulgen, is it? It's High Fulgen, isn't it? All the characters I've met who have referred to the name have called it High Fulgen. Even though I am inclined to pronounce that Fulgen, but never mind. So quite how much of this is Shadow Pass, I'm not sure. This label implies that this is Shadow Pass, but I'm almost entirely certain that this is a separate zone from High Fulgen and Shadow Pass. So I'm not sure what's going on here. And also, this is called Twilight Pass, and these are called Caelid Coast. So it's not like the game hasn't shown us, and Candria hasn't shown us areas where, and Forsaken Plains. It's not like the game hasn't shown us areas where names apply to multiple zones. So I'm thinking this is probably Shadow Pass. But I guess we'll find out. Oh, right, that doesn't close the map, does it? That closes the map. Luckily, the exit from High Fulgen is quite close. Oh. Didn't need to go around. Oh well. In fact, all I need to do is follow this road here. It's a cobble road, not a brick road of any kind, and it's certainly not yellow. I don't know why I thought there was a herb there. Oh, hello.
Die, Dusty!
3 mages is quite a bad matchup for me. I basically have to ignore. I have to focus one of them at the expense of ignoring the others. Of course, as I kill them all, there are fewer of them
For the mountain god!
to bother me. This is an area that wasn't on the map, but isn't hidden by Essence of Fate. Wasn't hidden by behind a secret door, which is a bit weird. There's a Oh no, that's Ventrinio and the elf lady who doesn't wear any clothes.
Agarth wanted me to keep an eye on Lady Shear. You and I need to have a talk first. I've been reviewing my notes of our last trip to Alabastra, and I've come to some startling conclusions about your death and Tyrnok.
Tyrnok killed me.
These crystals are all drawing their power from one source, something intelligent and malignant, the creature the Tuatha call Tyrnok. In fact, she must be such a strong source of magic that the power she used when she killed you triggered the Well of Souls and pulled you back to life. You were attuned to the well in my lab, but Hugh's well captured your essence. Tyrnok's magic seems to have been the missing element. No, but her power was the key. In fact, I bet she'll be glad to kill you again. And this time there's no Well of Souls to capture your essence. She's not a god. She's something much, much worse. And judging by the growth of this Prismere, she's very close to coming into our world for good. Whatever Gadflow's been doing,
wow, that's a great shot, isn't it?
Bring her here. You've got to stop him before it's too late.
It's great of the game to have come up with these shots to show us some very close-up grass and then Aelin Shear's boobs.
When you and I came to Alabastra, we were looking for the source of the Prismere's power. I never found it, but I think you did. And that's why you died. You mean your deadly little shadow? You mean your
for fuck's sake.
little shadow? The frosted gem at the center of Alabastra. Full of Prismere. But now it's a lot more full of enemies than it was when we snuck in there. With tremendous difficulty. Even so, there weren't as many Tuatha here, and we used magic to keep us hidden. Magic which you provided, in fact. You never did explain where you got those fascinating little artifacts.
And now I don't have them. They're probably hanging about inside Bale.
Gone
somewhere.
And good riddance to them. That'll teach them to stand on the wrong side of a war. You did kill them all, right?
Nope. I'll let them join us.
Tyrnok isn't a god. No god has ever commanded that much magic directly. Whatever she is, she must be amazingly powerful. I can see why Gadflow would worship her. Imagine controlling that much raw magic.
So I'm sure you're imagining it very hard, aren't you?
And he named it Prismere. It grows far beneath the Anathem. It pierces the world, and the blood that flows from these wounds feeds Gadflow's hungry mind. These crystals, this Prismere, whispered to him promises of power, of godhood. It corrupted his nature. The seeds of a blizzard sprouted in the form of a beautiful crystal. It was a gift from her, ere we knew our doom was at hand.
Ventrinio insists on coming with me. Just as well. Someone should keep an eye on him. No telling where his true loyalties lie, or what he might do. I was going to sneak there by myself, but Ventrinio insists on following me. Don't worry, I'll make sure he's safe. And leave him to die? Don't be so heartless. That's my job. He'd be dead without me. And frankly, would you trust him out of your sight?
I wasn't going to tell her to come with me
I'll
because
see you in Alabastra.
I have no reason to trust her or particularly like her, and I don't think she'd be any use. She was barely any use when we went to the island where we met Ventrinio. Arrowhead Camp appears to be empty. But it's a place that I can fast travel to, which is a bit weird. Maybe we'll refill this camp like we did the previous one. It's in a better position defensively. So I wonder what happened to it, that it's empty. Stuff is glowing almost ultraviolet, isn't it? Well, it's not. The colour isn't almost ultraviolet, but oh, this is a bit morbid, isn't it? One, two, three, four, five, 6 graves, maybe 7 if you count here. I don't believe that the whole place has been depopulated by death, because if they'd all been picked off and killed, then you would expect the place to have been wrecked as well, you know? Attackers, particularly the Tuatha, are very fond of burning places down and destroying them. So, I assume that the people buried are not the grand total of the people who used to be here. It's a bit weird, isn't it, to have a cobbled path that is interrupted by a... oh, no, maybe it's... well, no, hold on. It's like there was this cobbled path put in, and then some dirt got laid over it, and then the dirt had white grass grow out of it. But the path remains fairly clear around. A bit weird. Not sure what the thought process here was, design-wise. Nor here. I mean, maybe the... oh no, that's not... maybe the... I was going to say, maybe the defensive, maybe they're supposed to be like hillocks, but they're not big enough, and there aren't any defenses along this one, so who knows.
By Lyria, it was you who stood against Baelor when Telera fell. Fortune favors me today. I am commander of the Ariad. Do you bring word of my reinforcements? I was a scout under Telera's command when Baelor was first unleashed upon us. I witnessed with these eyes what that beast did to our people. For what you have done, friend, you'll never have to buy your own ale.
That's not a thing that it's possible to indulge in the game, is it? We had bottles of wine, but they were quest items that you could give to someone, to a trader in Rathir, in exchange for a better deal on a trade agreement. But other than that, there's never any like beer or any kind of consumable really for sale at any trader, other than potions, like health potions. But I have a feeling that the people of this world do not subsist entirely upon alchemically created health potions.
When the Ariad chose me, I'd lost everything. My friends, my family, all consumed by war. We trained for years, preparing to take the battle to the Tuatha. Then our moment arrived, and in an instant, only I remained. Even if it means my last breath, I will see the Tuatha burn. We are called the eyes and ears of the Alfar, but the Ariad is more than that. We are the sword in the dark, the whisper of death. We serve Lyria and all her children. My men trained for years to be unleashed upon the Tuatha. Now, only I remain. I swear, before I too have fallen, winter will burn.
Oh, so apparently it is the case that all of his men were killed. But the camp still stands somehow.
Even after the Baelor was unleashed, I believed in Telera. She was the great general. I thought she would, in time, return from exile with our salvation. And so she did. Oh, to have been there, at her side, when she struck the demon down.
She gave it a good try, but it was actually me that struck down the Baelor.
The ash covering the ground ahead is all that remains of my men. All fallen in our assault on that pass.
Ah.
The Tuatha have built a gauntlet of spell-casting sentries who greeted our every advance with fire. Who says I am? Who says you are? This is Shadow Pass, youngling. Maybe we're all dead but don't know it yet. But I swear, whether I am dead or not, my spear will taste the blood of those arrogant bastards high on the rock. I will make them pay the butcher's bill for what they've done. It's just, these Tuatha wage war like none I've known. Magical fires burning my men to a cinder with a word. But if you're brave enough to challenge them, we may have a chance. They're using the terrain against us, flanking the paths from above with sorcerers. If you can neutralize these sentries, I will charge the approach myself. Together, we might be able to break their lines.
In a world like this, not being prepared for battalions of mages seems short-sighted at best and kind of a plot hole at worst. Also, I don't know how effective you on your own are going to be, honestly. I mean, I've basically swept my way here from Melsenshire alone, and killed hundreds of Tuatha on the way, alone.
The pass ahead is defended by a sorcerer on the overlook. See if you can find a path to his position and attack him from behind. If you can do this, I'll bring steel to the Tuatha line. Until later, then.
That sounds suicidal, actually. Oh, hello. That was obviously supposed to be the beginning of an impressive fight, but unfortunately for Trollfriend, I know stealth. come and get me. How does that keep hitting me? The hits seem arbitrary. I've fought trolls before and I haven't had this much trouble. Is his range just arbitrarily bigger? Stringing attacks together that I can't avoid or do anything about. I can't disrupt him either, it seems. Just casually doing the splits there. Let's have all of that. So we've discovered this place. Dark Glow Caverns, I think. Another one? Not the direction I was trying to roll in, thanks game. He's turning around very quickly, isn't he? Why is he able to stun this asshole way more than I am able to? How does that make sense? Oh hey, welcome Livy. Yeah, our friend over here is very confident, despite the fact that he was doing basically no damage. NPCs in the game, especially compared with your player character, don't really seem ever to do very much damage, and he was managing to stay alive only because he has plot armor. These two Prismir trolls that I've just fought here have been significantly more difficult to fight than previous trolls, even Prisma trolls that I've fought before, because they were refusing to get stunned and interrupted by my attacks. And also it felt like they were stringing together attacks more than particularly long-reaching AoE attacks, more than previous trolls. And like, I was getting staggered by one attack and then not being able to dodge when the next attack came. There's no way of me approaching these guys stealthily, because one's facing our way. Ha! Managed to avoid them. And it was a little bit galling to find what's his face down here, Desiderius Trav. His attacks were interrupting and stunning the trolls where mine weren't. Was that the mage who was raining fire down upon the units down here? Was it just the one that killed an entire company of soldiers?
Myself a little tied up here. And is it a trick of the eye, or are these crystals growing?
They might be.
You should have seen Alabastra at its prime. Serene and beautiful as a sky full of stars. Vale was the seat of the Winter Court. Every bit as cold as Issa is warm. But they're both beautiful in their own ways. The Cur's the closest thing vengeance has to a leader anymore. A Fae so consumed with hatred that he's little more than a beast. If you're going to get into Bale, the Cur has to die. Doesn't look like there was much of the House of Pride left to save. And I can't imagine they were happy about a mortal doing the saving either.
No, but they're hilarious, so it's fine.
Just got myself tied up in some trouble with the locals. Nothing I can't handle. Honestly, I haven't had this much fun in decades. Not on your life. This old man can still take care of himself, you know. But I will take just a moment to catch my breath. Stupid old lungs. Keep going. I'll meet you at Vengeance.
I think this is probably going to be a conversation that starts automatically. No? Oh, okay. That's nice of the game, thanks. Usually when someone has an arrow over their head, they run up to you and start a conversation scene immediately.
It has begun, but we must press on lest the Tuatha secure the high ground. There are more sentries ahead. Each must be killed before we can advance.
Do you mean re-secure the high ground that they had before, but which I killed them on? The game is being a little bit inconsistent with how it describes the problems that we're facing.
Well done so far. The next pass might be trickier. There are 2 sorcerers overlooking the path. Once you've felled them both, I will charge the lines myself.
It's kind of...
Until later,
The
then.
game didn't actually explain through him how he survived. Is he going to turn out to have been a ghost all along? And there's a chest up here. You can see it there above my head. So I'm going to just run back and edge my way along that ledge. No. Why wouldn't they build... I mean, okay, so they've sunk the logs into the earth there. But that doesn't mean it's impossible to build a wooden palisade along flat stone like this. And it would have been better, tactically, to do that so that it's like extending the surface up even further, rather than create a ledge on which attackers can stand. But oh well. So I'm probably going to need to come up this way to get this guy, and then what, run around and up here, I guess. If you want it to bleed, you'll have to work harder than that. Okay. Oh, it's a bridge. That's handy. Means I don't have to walk down there and risk. Oh no, 2 of them have seen me and are launching arrows. Okay. And they're actually heading up the pass, try and get me. Have they met someone else on the way? Ah, whatever. I'll just run around and do the thing. Alright, you want to see fire? I can show you fire. That's fire. Hurrah! first. Seems like 2 of them have run into Desiderius, and 1 of them's run into Agarth. A lockpick, hidden in a pile of rocks. That's exactly where I expect to find a lockpick, yes. No, he's aware of me. Facing the wrong way. Ooh, hey. Treasure that I'd missed. And I can't get down from here without going all the way around and then jumping off, so I'll have to come down this way. Was a little bit awkward that running across that stone bridge drew the attention of some... okay. Hi, how's it going? Attacking me alone was not your best move, was it? What are these 2 dwarves doing here? Completely uninterested in anything that's going on around them. Nuts, that was the wrong ability. I want this ability. No, it's a pick. Maybe it was a lockpick made of rock. That would explain how they break so easily.
Excellent work. The main Tuatha encampment lies ahead. Take cover with me there, and we'll discuss the final assault. The Tuatha are consumed by madness and deserve only death. We shall give it to them.
You're, not really sounding terribly sane yourself, you know.
The main Tuatha encampment lies ahead. Take cover with me there, and we'll discuss the final assault.
Cool, thanks, game.
Stay safe.
Why'd you give us the option of asking for more information and then just give us exactly the same information almost every time? Sometimes there's some variation, and that's the basis for me bothering to check, because this is very pretty, isn't it? Because sometimes it does actually yield some more information, but usually it doesn't. managed to deal with him on his own. Or her, I think. Seems like some people have had a bad time here.
The final Tuatha encampment is just ahead. It looks like they are led by the Witch Knight Decidin. I cannot deceive you. This will be a suicide mission, but we've come too far to turn back now. We need only kill Decidin, and Shadow Pass will be rid of the Tuatha.
It won't be a suicide mission for me. I don't know about you. If you weren't, you know, involved, you would survive, certainly, because I've got a feeling you're going to die here. And to be honest, I don't need another person here.
He has killed countless Alfar. When the Tuatha first pushed us across the sea, Decidin led the vanguard. I lost many friends that day, and I have not forgotten the one who slaughtered them.
Yeah, also, yes, that's a good point. Have we really come too far? We haven't really come that far at all. You could easily go back.
Press forward. We have shattered 2 of their lines, but their command position is still ahead. We must break them now, before they can regroup.
Okay, I mean, I could manage that myself.
Until later, then.
Doesn't need to be you. Is the whole of this Shadow Pass? And, like, is it one zone? Just stretched thin. Oh, hey, there was a pile of rocks back there that I missed. And some loot. Yeah. Okay. It's very important to stop and pick flowers whilst we're in the middle of a military engagement. Oh, hello. Another one of these that I can't... Probably won't be able to stun lock. How did he turn that quickly? Why isn't that going off? There we go. Let me get round. There we go. Stab. There we go. What are these? Mortis Tor? Mortis Tor. So it seems like this was probably all one zone. So then this isn't a great place for you to sit and meditate.
The skulls atop high fulgen shine, and coldly gleam in a precise line. For us who chew on hollowed bones, while alive we wail vapid moans. It's delight for us to feed, to feast, we the winter of the east. We the corpses in putrid bloom, we of decay and twilight gloom, will never halt our hungered wait, till spilled blood is on our plate. So come into our lands at night, and see an endless wintry sight.
That's quite a long bit of poetry there. Cut that out.
Hail, friend.
Where's he? Oh, he's gone on ahead. Okay. Cool. Don't give me time to do other stuff. Game.
That's the last of them. We've paid a heavy price, but Shadow Pass is ours.
How have we
I'll
paid a
lay
heavy
camp
price?
here until reinforcements arrive. It was an honor to fight by your side. Maybe this will help you out.
There was just the two of us. How did we
be
pay any
here.
kind of a price at all? Let alone a heavy one. Flipping weirdo. It's as though the game were fully intending for us to do this with him as part of a group of soldiers that he was leading, and recorded voice lines as though that was going to happen, and then weren't able to actually make that happen in the end. The price was already paid. Definite weirdo, though. Yeah. I thought for sure he was going to die at the end. Or turn out to be a ghost.
Gadflow's corruption has reduced my homeland to this barren waste. And it's only getting worse. The Pale Country, once the peaceful home to the Winter Court. Now Gadflow squats in her heart like a rat in the flesh. My homeland will not suffer this indignity. Together, we must extract the Tuatha, even if it means the end of my people.
Well, hopefully they'll come back from the cycle and not be Tuatha anymore. Maybe. Gis got damaged. Do you mean Guy's got damage? He certainly seemed more capable, at least. He wasn't doing noticeably more damage, I don't think, than other NPCs previously, but and mainly his effectiveness is derived from the fact that he couldn't be killed by being damaged. I think he was being given plot armor by the game there.
Bale, the icy heart of my people, with bridges of woven stone and ice. It sickens me to think of what Gadflow's people have done to it. Before Gadflow's rise, he was a battered whelp of a Fae. Now his suffering has only added to his power. I hear he keeps a stable of trolls, but I can't be sure if they're his pets or his lovers.
No, like he's emotionally damaged for sure. Ah, right, I understand. Okay. He has been damaged, rather than he has damage to dish out. Right.
Dren is the defender of the House of Pride. He may help the Tuatha, but he doesn't serve them. Legend says it was where the first alliance between enemies was formed. And we Fae do so love to repeat legends, don't we? House of Pride, our shining beacon. Now its light is dim and faltering, but it still stands against the darkness, as it always has. You've still got plenty of this blasted wasteland to go. You're lucky you don't remember how beautiful they used to be. With fog, Gadflow. And keep your wits about you. These Prismia crystals are alive, and inside them, I feel something horrible and hungry.
Yep, that's Turnock.
I've spent countless centuries in these lands. I promise. I know a few shortcuts.
Well, that's lovely for you, but
Watch out for Twilight Pass. Whatever's happening here, it's getting worse.
we're basically on a one route, a one path route through here. Like, we don't have the ability to take advantage of any of those shortcuts. Also, he has a literal shortcutting ability called shadow stepping or shadow walking, wherein he can just travel through shadows. Apparently, mortals can't go with Fae when they do that, except in very special circumstances. Of course, this isn't helped by the fact that our character is physically incapable of climbing. No doubt she'd be able to climb past certain obstacles if the game would let her. Where have these Tuatha come from? Also, is... oh no, it is a separate zone because... alright, we didn't start over here, did we? We started up here. Right. So these are separate zones because there should be a symbol here, like these, if... oh hey, hidden door. If this were the same zone, this would have a symbol over it. But no, it's a separate zone. Which means maybe they intended to add a quest into Darkglow Caverns, but didn't get around to it. And probably they were intending to expand this area to be larger, but ran out of time, as with, it seems, the whole of Alabastra. I mean, Dalentarth is the first area that you run around in, and it's huge. And then Datir and the Plains of Erythel are a bit smaller. Datir is certainly smaller than the Plains of Erythel. And then Cluricon is probably about the same size. And then Alabastra, I mean, it takes up a large area, like on the map, but these are the actual areas that you get to run around in. Anyway, let's clear the whole map of enemies and then go back to the cavern. I mean, possibly they were trying to streamline areas deliberately so that the end of the game didn't feel like you were still dicking about with side quests. I don't know why they'd make that change. The whole game has felt like we're on a time budget. Do all of these lead to the same place? Yes. Oh, hello, that's a troll. Will the game allow me to sneak up on it? Yes. Thanks, game. Skeleton's giving it the good old try, isn't it? Isn't she? There we go. Got there in the end. No treasure on this side, though. I'm surprised that the place over here is hidden behind a hidden door. Ooh, hey.
The House of Vengeance enacted the whims of our mad king. The divided court became Gadflow's Tuatha by force, or by reason. The Winter Fae dwindled before this wave of frenzied strife. And before long, they were soldiers in an immortal army, or they were outcast. The greatest of vengeance, Malwyn, Claran, Vescain among them, became his witch knights. War had come again to the Fae. But instead of by Lord Own, it was Gadflow the King without a winter.
I wonder why they've got siege weapons here. Why would they need siege towers here? Were they building them with the intent to bring them up to Melson Shear? How did they intend to get the siege weapons through the Caelid coast, which is basically a series of bridges and islands over a mangrove swamp? Or through the Drowned Forest, which is basically more swamp, but a little bit shallower this time. Like, if you're gonna use siege weapons, getting them through all of this just sounds like a huge pain in the ass, and you would be better off making your siege weapons outside Mil Sinashir in the Cursewood. So quite why there's siege weapons down here, like siege towers and stuff, in Shadow Pass. Alright, well, that's probably... Oh, hello. I was about to say that's probably enough, but... targeting the wrong one. It's not the direction I had you moving in. Let's head in here. I was kind of hoping that we'd get a quest to come in here, but apparently not. It's very beautiful, though. And apparently devoid of enemies. I mean, I expect some will spawn in to surprise us, but... Yep, there we go. No, thank you. Why are the games still giving us greater potions rather than master? Lunala's Tear. What do you do? Increase damage and mana. Okay. Well, elemental damage. So, Necklace of the Gladiator is just increasing all of our damage, whereas Lunala's Tear and giving us crit chance, but whereas Lunala's Tear is offering us elemental damage increase and extra mana. It is said Lunala, goddess of the moon, suffered a pain so great that traces of her tears fell from the heavens to Amalur. Great. I don't care. It's not useful to me. Maybe if I was a mage I would care, but I'm not. I hate the fact that you can't lock onto enemies in the game. Because it will frequently just randomly pick an enemy nearby for you to focus your attacks on. Regardless of which direction I try and point my character in, or which direction the camera is pointing. Huh. There's a skill trainer in here. Wonder what they train. Didn't point that way to roll. For fuck's sake. Ooh, Dragonfang. thought I added that to junk. This looks a lot like Agarth's weapon. I don't know if it's quite the right shape, but it's almost there. Oh no, I think it is. It's even got the weird band in the middle of the grip, and the one piece of like bar-like crossguard. I mean, I'll have to go and have a look at Agarth, but I think that this is basically his sword. Not surprised that it does fire damage. 15% chance to steal 25 health per hit. Recovered from a Lect Commerce Raider. What? Known only by its Lossifar style and maker's mark, and by its name inscribed on the blade. Are there any dragons in the game besides Turnok? There's plenty of fey creatures. But there aren't even any, like... Well, no, there's... I was going to say there's no reptiles, but there are Mergen. But Mergen are very obviously mermen, not dragons. Even Bansheen aren't dragons. They're very clearly serpenty fish ladies. Reptiles with tits for some reason. Like, thanks, game. Oh, hold on. I'll be back on the demon horns. There we go. Okay. Wait, did I come over here? I think that I did. No, obviously not. What a surprise. Ooh, a chest. Let's go and find out what that trainer in the back of the cave is capable of training us in. I mean, irritatingly, the fact that skill trainers train in bands of 0 to 3, 4 to 6, and then 7 to 9 or 10? I think it's 9. Oh, hey, a troll who was not previously on the map. If you're at level 6 and you come to a trainer who can train from level 7, you have to actually be at level 7 before they'll actually train you in anything. Which is extremely unhelpful. No! Oh, for fuck's sake. always hilarious to me how they ragdoll around like that once they're dead. Oh, inventory is full. Gotta sexualize the humanoids. Reptile tits are all the rage somewhere. Well, the thing about Banshin is that they actually are kind of horrific looking and not really very humanoid. So oh, fuck's sake, okay. Completely full. So a Banshin, despite being a Mergen, let's start with Mergen, the first things that you meet. They are fishmen. They are hunched over. They've got a fin over their back, along the back of their neck, and they've got gills. And they look a bit like reptilian versions of the game's kobolds. They're bipedal. They have 2 arms. They're about human size as well. And then Banshin, which basically are the females of the species because of the way that the game has them work, are like Naga. They've got snake below the waist. They're way bigger. They've got an anglerfish head instead of a human head. Not that the Mergen male heads are terribly humanoid, but they're much more humanoid than anglerfish heads. And during fights against Banshin, they will hawk up basically huge egg sacs that hatch into fully functional adult Mergen after a small amount of time. Alright, I can't, even if there's anything in there, I can't pick it up because my inventory is full. You can damage down Mergen eggs before they hatch, but quite often what a Banshin will do is launch like 2 or 3 of them at once.
Hell,
so you
I've
don't
got plenty of supplies if you've got plenty of coin.
really have a chance to get them all
I'm back again.
before at least one of them hatches. So the fact that they come from eggs that apparently hatch into fully adult live young that are capable that come with tridents out of the eggs apparently. I think that's just an artifact of the game being slightly unsophisticated in that area, but it has some weird implications. Anyway, Banshin hatch into fully functional live male young. You never see a female, a Banshin hatch. Hold on, have I gone the wrong way? Yes, I have. But the fact that they hatch into live adult young means that there would never be any need for nursing, even if they weren't reptiles. Just take all of that. What can you teach me? It's probably going to be lockpicking, isn't it?
It is unusual for anyone, especially those of mortal race, to venture down here. To travel so far from the glare of the surface. Perhaps you wish to learn how to become unseen.
Ah, okay, stealth. Tisserani? That's probably not Tikkarani. That's probably Tisserani.
These caverns used to be dark and peaceful. I found a certain serenity in the absence of light. Now this place is aglow with these irritating crystals, and it is far too bright.
That's a shame.
It has always been in my nature to shy away from others in the world. I prefer to remain unseen. I have had nothing to do with the Tuatha, and they have had nothing to do with me. I did not hide from them. They just never found me.
So yeah, I'm not ready for this level of training. Minimum skill required 7.
Be quiet.
And all of my skills are at least at 6. Although blacksmithing and dispelling are at 7. And my destiny, being a universalist, adds 3 more to all of my skills. So I think there is a way for me to get all of my skills up to 10. I just will need to futz with the respecking process and take advantage of the fact that I didn't actually use any skill trainers earlier in the game. Although I suppose if I had, I wouldn't be in this situation now. Like if I'd gone around and bought at least one level of skill, well, no, each skill trainer can only give you one training once anyway. So if I'd gone around learning from each of the lowest level skill trainers, whilst leveling up, I wouldn't actually be in this situation now. Like I'd have one more in each of the skills than I have at the moment, and that would take me up to 10 everywhere. It's a Bolgan. Hopefully it won't get up. Good out. Bye, Bolgan. So these are Irathi ruins. I wonder what this guy's patrol route looks like. Oh, there's a Barghest there anyway. I won't be able to get behind that. I was going to say, I won't be able to get behind that Bolgan whilst sneaking. Ooh.
Tell me of this, Aethel. The light of water emblazoned upon the wall. It poured with a multitude of souls of peace. Escaped the well and flowed the pattern. It will forever sing the twilight of ethereal harmony. Balance moved.
What's the point in this area? It's like it's just linking certain sections of the map. Try again. Oh, come on. Hooray! Bear traps. Not that there are any bears in Alabastra. What kind of trap? Oh, there we go. I thought the trap I was looking for was a little bit further forward, so I was a bit mystified, wondering what kind of trap it was and why I couldn't see it. I was thinking maybe it was some kind of mine. they, even though they are stone coloured, do have a visible presence, particularly on a bare slope. Now, this Spalgan is facing the door, so I suppose I could... Those snap traps probably work on a variety of animals. Yes, probably. But they're specifically called bear traps. Oh good, he's turned around. Oh no. Unhelpful. Sit back down. Death will visit you swiftly, and you won't be in pain. Well, you will briefly be in a lot of pain, but then it will all go away. Oh, somehow managed to avoid tripping that trap, despite basically walking over it. Ah, there we are. Irritatingly well disguised in even a small amount of grass like that. I wonder why. I guess it's because it's it was behind a hidden door. That's the reason why it's not a fast travel location on the map. We basically don't have a quest to go into it, or any of the other places here, which is a bit weird. Ooh, dive location. Some Isa's breath. Underwater in a cave. That's where we expect to find some Isa's breath. Did that just close the way out? No, apparently not. So this is another way through. Into the Twilight Pass? We're still on the overmap. Does this bypass the Twilight Pass? Does it take me out directly into Amora? Weird. Maybe this is the way that our character snuck in with Ventrinio the first time round. Ah, these are Mergen eggs. The small version. The ones that Bansheen spit up look exactly the same, it's just that they're much larger. In fact, yeah, Cave Mergen, there we go. There might be Bansheen in there as well, but they have a tendency to like spring up out the floor, and if they do, there we go. Lizard tits. Oh, she appeared in this room. Which direction was I supposed to have been coming through here from? Yeah, that was a really loud rumble for something that was just an ominous noise. Yeah, I was thinking that rumble that we heard when we came in was like the entrance collapsing. I'm not going to be able to sneak up on her. She's facing this way. I might be far enough away that she won't catch sight of me. The cave wall is bringing me closer. Maybe I can get this way around. Yes. I'm sorry, you're coming down with a terrible case of stab. So this is a female Mergen, which is almost entirely unlike male Mergen, except in colour scheme and fins. And yeah, definitely necessary that it has tits so that we know it's a female. Yeah, I can't sneak up on these guys, can I? How's it going, guys? Feel like being on fire? Because you're gonna. Oh, it was a Bulgan on his own at the end of this cul-de-sac. Alright, let's go back there. I was kind of hoping that there'd be a loop in here, but no, evidently not. Did this Bulgan wade or swim through here? Just because he wanted some time alone or something? Oop, hello. No, it's not the troublesome type of Bulgan anyway. The troublesome type, by the way, is any type with a shield, because they can block quite a lot of damage. These guys with just kind of a gladiator guard on their arm aren't such a problem. Oh, come on. Guess he really just wanted to hang out with the glowing crystals. Oops. Dimorphism makes sense sometimes. Yeah, the Mergen dimorphism doesn't make any sense in this game. Is the Bogan guarding the treasure? Yep, he definitely sidestepped my assassination strike. I think it's because his awareness was slowly ticking up, and maybe if they have a tiny amount, if they have some amount of awareness of you, they might have a chance to avoid assassination attacks or sneak attacks. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. But yeah, definitely irritating that he totally sidestepped me there. I think the Banshee did as well, actually. Because I don't think that it gave me sneak attack damage on her. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be sneaking up on these guys either. Oh no, maybe. No. He was aware of that. So, I'm using chakrams less because of that ability. It's called Elemental Escape. If there's a pause in your attacks, you execute like a jump back attack, and I thought I'd gotten rid of it by respecking, because you gain it here. Unlocks delayed special attacks for staff and chakrams. Elemental Escape, a delayed attack with the chakrams damaging enemies while launching yourself back out of danger. And I didn't like having Elemental Escape because it was irritating. It breaks up the flow of combat. So when I respect, I didn't buy it. And I also didn't buy this because it only gives you scepter and staff attacks. Unlocked Mastery of Arms level 3 of 3. Do I have these anyway because of Mastery of Arms? That would explain why I've still got this despite not having bought it. Elemental Escape is good for when you want single target damage. It keeps happening on its own though. Like, I am not ever like deliberately using it, and it still happens, and it breaks up the flow of the fight. Huh. Ashmore survivors. And it was irritating me. So I wanted to get rid of it. But it seems that the game won't let me.
What do you want? I am surprised to see a mortal so far south, especially after what your kind has done. Before, there was balance. The great cycle cradled us all. Now there is only death and despair.
That's not my
Barrett
fault.
is right about you. Your mortality is contagious.
This is all on Gadflow and Turnok. Mortals are reacting to Gadflow and his Tuatha. Don't put this on us.
He was the wisest of us, the sage of Twilight Pass. His first lifetimes were spent as a House of Seasons guide, learning to trust the flow of the great cycle, to listen. But I have not glimpsed Barrett since the attack, and I fear for his safety. If you journey to Eventide, find him, from me.
She's being remarkably open, and I don't know about friendly, but like willing to ask us for help, for accusing us of being the cause of all of this.
I am from the clan of Ashmore. After our home was destroyed, I went looking for survivors. These few remaining Fae I found in hiding, but I cannot guide them out of danger without aid. At one time, the clan of Eventide thrived, until the Tuatha marched through the pass, slaughtering its people and razing its places. It sickens me to think of all the destruction and malice he has brought to our people. Someday, he will be overcome. Perhaps, I suppose, it is possible by a mere child of dust such as you.
Yep, that's definitely going to happen soon.
It was one of the 3 summer houses tending to Fae memorials to prepare them for their renewal on this land. I don't know what has become of it now. A dark and bleak land to the north. There has never been such a certainty, such blind faith in the gifts of this world. But whether by Gadflow's hand, or your kin's clumsier ones, we are all in danger. Now we Fae perish as you do, never to return. Voices lost in the smoke of Gadflow's god. There is no winter and summer any longer. Only the autumn of falling leaves.
Okay, so Turnok is in drawing closer to manifesting in the world, causing all Fae to no longer enter the cycle.
Tuatha controlled the whole area. It saddens me to think how many of our land's treasures they have taken by now. The Caverns of Twilight Pass were long ago seized by the Mergen. Their queens block the passages, spawning more of the beasts to hunt us down if we venture too close. It is a blessing that we've evaded them this long.
Not anymore. I've cleared the whole place. Yeah, it sounds like Turnok is literally absorbing the life essence of those Fae who die.
You are, by my reckoning, a step closer to absolution. No sins are entirely unforgivable, not even those of mortals. Come, the tunnel is not long, but my people are weak and unfit for combat, and the Mergen are clever. Let's go.
Now, this should be fine so long as no Mergen spawn in, which they might do. Oh yeah, there we go.
This isn't over.
No, this one. There we go.
Not now.
Look, if you want protection, don't go herring ahead. And don't directly engage the Mergen with your bare fists.
Watch your back.
Do you guys have a death wish or something? Great stuff. And they're not going to wait for me to sneak in, are they? Oh no, they are. Goodo. They're not. They don't have a death wish like lemmings. works exactly the same way as the first time. What's this do? Damage resistance. Alright. And now I don't think that there are any more places for Mergen to spawn, so we should be fine.
This isn't over.
Wait, gold chalice? Was that random treasure? Yep. Gold chalices have no use other than selling them, so I just... Hidden object found. What hidden object? So I just add them to junk, and yeah, they are just random treasure that turns up.
On behalf of the Ashmore survivors, I thank you, Martel. Now go. Others need you still. See you again.
I guess let's go through Shadow Pass. I have been intending on exiting into... Wow. That's weird. Exiting into Amura. Amara? But, I think we're going to go through Shadow Pass first. Spiky trees. Spoiled somewhat by the Tuatha banners. It's a lot of Tuatha. Yep. They've all gone now. That was a lot of Tuatha. More than you would expect to... Well, more than we've seen in previous zones, certainly. I wonder why the game was showing us that lot. Oh, hello. Ouch. Where is Master of Arms coming from? Curious. Is it Destinies? Mastery of Arms unlocks all weapon mastery abilities. So all of these are unlocked, regardless of spending money on them, or points on them. So could I then Oh no, it's at level 0 of 3, so it's not getting bonuses from it or anything. Or like it's not giving me damage bonuses. But then, do any of these give you damage bonuses? Could I respec and remove the points from these and still get them thanks to arms mastery or mastery of arms? Because that would free up some points. That I might prefer to spend elsewhere. That's unhelpful. Came around this way hoping to get behind them. They keep moving around. There we go. This is a summer court Fey cache.
The anger festers in the heart, and perfectly you play the part of hero to the summer's west, bringing Tuatha to their rest. Why do you try so hard in vain? Why bring the others senseless pain? Don't you see, mortal, don't you see the body impaled on the tree? Will you not witness their loss and feed upon the awful dross? Or walk again past corpses new, without care for the rotting few?
So, what I'm actually thinking of doing now is going back and finishing off the House of Ballads thing in Windermere, and maybe seeing about doing some stuff in Issa that I know is there, but I didn't that I know is there from having done it the first time I played the game. But didn't see this time through, because there's quite a lot of Twilight Pass here, and I'm not going to get all of it done in an hour, I don't think. But I do think that I will get House of Ballads done.
Hello. Looking to restock? Ilan Doldran has what you need. Come back again.
Actually, before I do anything else, I am going to pause the stream because I need to go to the loo. I'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Not long. But I do need to go now, and I shall return. And I am back. Hello. That is that dealt with. I sold stuff to him. So now I want to come up here. And finish off the House of Ballads. Although it will require me to run all the way around to get into Summer's End. Coming around this way will be the quickest, I think. But I'll still be faced with brownies. Oh well, it's not like killing them will be difficult. That's the troll. Fight against something or other, because without the Maid of Windermere's control, they are no longer friendly with one another. Ooh, plant snappers are marked on the map as traps. Does that mean that I can dismantle them? That's handy. No, there's no way to get rid of snappers. That's a shame. But at least there is... At least they're marked on the map. Do they show up in any of the DLC, or is it just in Fey areas in Reckoning? Nice. It's only possible because they're vulnerable to fire and because of the level disparity, but that's pretty cool to just obliterate them with Mark of Flame. We'll try it with Wenson first. In fact, I'll probably save here. We'll try it with Wenson first to make sure, because I'm still worried that my disenchant is not quite high enough. Because I tried doing this. I tried disenchanting Belmere over here, or is it Belmaid? I tried using a potion to increase my disenchanting, which should have taken my disenchanting high enough, but I still wasn't able, like I wasn't given the option in dialogue.
Loves her slave, a skeletal mind of sleep, a deathly pagan of submission that trembles near her touch. From ecstasy so base she laughs. She is all. I adore her. I love her without repudiation, malcontent, denial, all falsehood, at times beneath a veil of lusty happenstance, to prove there is no more of Belmaid, my own love. There is only Markweir, only Belmaid.
Is it just me, or was that really, really quiet? I didn't do Naros enough to have any idea about it, but the Dead Kel DLC has a few of them, if I recall correctly. Dead Kel is an island with forests and stuff, so it has lots of plants. Oh, okay. It's kind of annoying. Damn it. The main thing about that irritates me is that it locks you into an animation. Hopefully I don't get frozen in conversation in the goop. Oh, there we go.
At last you've come. The maid has made her sick fantasy a reality. Everything she was has been warped by the Prismere crystal she holds so dear. It is difficult to tell if she controls it, or if it controls her. We must escape this place. The telling has failed us, Sagral. Nothing is certain.
Oh, he's not enchanted?
I've been captured by the maid many times in the telling, and I've always escaped. This time, however, I'm afraid the outcome may prove different. Enchanted, all of them. All to write her twisted tale of dominance. This isn't about breaking the shackles of the past. It's about power, nothing more. If we must. But I fear I have no role in this song now. We are far beyond what is familiar. The maid will be in the courtyard, where our ballad finds its end. Come, I will show you. Perhaps then I will find the courage that is required. They're around here somewhere.
So, is he going to follow when I go far enough, or is he just going to stay here? Oh yeah, he's following, okay. What does sewer rot actually do? Warner's reward. Huh. These are Prismere blades. Weird. I didn't think that this area would be high enough level to start giving me Prismere. So what did we just get? That's quite an interesting weapon. Carried by the Varani sea rover Bara Wanir, lost when she fell in battle against her treacherous brother Tostig Wanir. And now found, I suppose. Well, seems like he's having a bad time with the snappers. No, move there, you dumbass. There we go. Odd that they'd be carrying around a tinder twig flower. Tinder twig is associated with fire, like it's used in fire recipes.
Keep up.
He says, following behind me. And then staying put. Yeah, cool. You make sense. Why did I click inspect on gold?
I fear we may be too late.
Oh, is he just following me around now? I thought he was going to wait for me by the gate. Rolled too early. That was ridiculous. Enter stealth. Whilst it's aware of us and charging at us, it loses sight of us and flies past. Alright. Let's try talking to her this time. See if we can disenchant her.
Look at this, Olaine. The maid's old keep still has vermin lurking in its shadows. Tell me, Sagril, is there a reason we shouldn't exterminate you?
Ah, there we go. Splendid. I can dispel her.
I was offered a new telling. One where I no longer bowed to the will of a man who is in every way my inferior. For the first time, I was given a choice.
He's right there. But okay.
Wait. I don't understand. What is this place? Where is Wenson? Where is my Wenson?
Right there. Over my shoulder. And she's fine too. Good-o. That worked. Shame about Ferrara. All those hours ago. Before I realised that I could have saved him as well. I've saved most of the House of Ballads. Like, if the game had given me a grayed out or like a red dialogue option to show me that it would be an option if I had disenchanting up high enough, then I probably would have retried. Like reset the save and retried it. But it didn't. Oh, she's just disappeared through the wall. Can we get through here? Unlock magical barrier. Cool. Do I need Wenson? Yes, probably.
Stop! Sagar, wait! Go no farther! The crystal is how she crept into the heads of the others. How she turned the Court of Enchantments against us. I can't do this. I can't. You must understand. Every time I have faced the Maid of Windermere, we've both dangled by the strings of fate, puppets in the telling. Now she is free of those bonds. I would not even know how to face her. Before my victory was assured, I have never known failure. This story is yours now, my friend. Take the King's token. You are the only one left worthy of possessing it. It was you she wanted all along. I believe in you.
Well, it's good that he's abdicating his position, but not good that he is a coward. So, is it an item? It can't be a consumable. There we go, King's Token, which we can't interact with, so hopefully it won't be taking up space in our inventory. This amulet is worn by King Wenson of the House of Ballads, a badge of leadership that is imperative to the telling of the great ballads. Only the one who faces the Maid of Windermere is worthy of this prize. And now that is us. The barrier disappears. Is this a room surrounded entirely by plant snappers? Oh, not entirely, but... he got stuck on a wall. Just like Lady Elaine. How's it going?
We meet in the flesh at last. It is a pity our relationship ends here. I was beginning to think we had a future, as creatures of common purpose. So they say, but you and I both have seen the coming fire, a change the likes of which no fae, summer or winter, has ever seen. The telling will never cease, but the ballads that make up its grand design will wither and fade, and new ones will blossom on the vine. All you have witnessed was for me alone. It was justice. Imagine a lifetime of bondage 100 times over, and you will know my suffering. You, though, you are special. You are one capable of comprehending such concerns. We too, we are misunderstood.
How am I misunderstood? Listen, I understand. Look, I get it. I fully understand how deeply unpleasant and even torturous being forced to be the villain over and over and over, endlessly, must be. But that doesn't mean, once you're free of that, that you're fine to mentally enslave the rest of the House of Ballads and try and pit them against me so that I'll kill them all or they'll kill me. Like, once you were free and had your own will, you could have done anything. Why did you choose to continue to be A villain.
Perhaps, but you and I are the same. We challenge the past and strive to rewrite the future. We are singing the greatest song of all. The Tuatha have taught me that power only comes with the willingness to destroy, to begin anew and tell new stories. And in Prismeer, they have found the means to do so. I weep for what might have been. You and I, side by side, wielding the power of the crystal. But there can only be one hero.
Did she just get bitten by her own bitey plant? Bitey plant doesn't care. Oh, now it does. Oh, it's a bog thresh. How's it going, bog thresh? How is it hitting me? It's facing the wrong way.
I seek only justice for what has been done to me all these many lifetimes. Don't I deserve as much? Don't we all?
What you've done isn't justice. I wish we were given the option to respond with what you've done isn't justice. Or something along those lines.
It is the kiss of death. You mock me, beast.
Oh, that's brutal. Philosopher necklace. Damage during daytime, mana regen, persuasion. A sun symbol ornaments this golden necklace, suggesting a Lossifar origin. Well, I would think so, given that it's called a Lossifar necklace. Add to junk. I don't really care about getting one to persuasion. Nuts. Cut that out! Oh well, at least I got the star thistle. This is a bit weird, isn't it?
vows of the rising sun. The eternal flood of a love lies near, a streamlet of satisfied honey truth, like the flowered scent of a bejeweled veil, so wistfully endures the swollen heat. Persists through time and doubt, until at last, like heaven's jury in a court of chance, proffers forth the once impending evil. A love, but this one most divine and fair. The memory of Queen Belmaid, my faith, my heart and will. The gentle calming wind that like the supine earth a tree's embrace, I'd welcome it. I remember Belmaid.
Wonder where we come out here. Ah, okay. And then we make our way over to the House of Ballads, I guess. Kind of disconcerting whenever the camera gets taken from me
Your Grace.
when I try and enter a new area.
You have returned, victorious.
Yep.
I know you had a chance to change our telling, to break the Maid and the House of Ballads from their natural course. Yet, you did not. You struck down the witch Magwer and restored our legacy for now. But there were casualties. The Maid's death rendered Wenson impotent. This cannot stand. As a result, you have ascended to your rightful place. You are now Queen of the House of Ballads.
Oh, nice. Iconoclast. You forever changed the songs of old by choosing to write your own history and became the new ruler of the House of Ballads. 10% damage with Feyblades. That's handy. I'm using Feyblades now. 6% mana, 3% chance to steal 5 health. Nice. And I've unlocked the achievement. House of Ballads.
Welcome back.
Wonder where Belmaid's gone.
At last, you're back.
Nice to have you back. I fear this new season. I serve you now, you and the telling. Despite what may have happened with Wenson. How can I help? Should we even continue to call this the House of Ballads? It is far different than it was mere days ago. It is a new entity, and one that has no place in the telling. I will him in my way, but it is the telling that worries me most. It is what binds us,
And when it begins to unravel, so does any order that we frail people rely upon. What she did to me and the others was unheard of for our kind, and for that she should be reviled. But still, I cannot help but have pity for that poor creature.
Indeed.
I may stay with the House of Ballads, or I may choose to surrender my seat willingly. It has never been done, but as the maid proved, it is a time of change. Greetings, my highness. Let me be the first to swear to you my sword, my loyalty, and all the seasons of my telling. You came for us when no one else could, and you saved me. For that, I will forever lift you up in song. It is difficult to envision the court and its mission without Wenson. But we will carry on, as does the telling. It is our duty as Knights of the Summer Court. The fear in him surprised us all. It was not a characteristic of past kings and not becoming of a leader. Still, he was a kind creature, but flawed, even mortal. The tradition of the Cure Seeker will continue through and through the next maiden to take my seat. She will learn this new telling, as I have learned the old one.
I'm sure last time I looked up romance in Kingdoms of Amalur that Queen Bellmaid was one of the options. But now, looking, seems that, well, I can't find the same thing. No, that's Legend of Dead Kill. Aelin Shear and the Queen, or the Maid of Windermere was supposed to be the other options, but no, I can't find. Maybe it's only in Re-Reckoning. I can only think of one character who's romantically motivated, and she's annoying. Romance in Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, Game Facts. There are 3 possible ideals. Aelin Shear, main story option. Maid of Windermere, side quest if you spare her. Queen Bellmaid, side quest if you spare her. Dispel skill at least 5, and don't spare Maid of Windermere. And this is from 8 years ago, so it can't be Re-Reckoning. Does it mean that technically by becoming King Wenson of the Court of Enchantments, you are technically married to Queen Bellmaid now. Because that's not a romance option. That's not remotely romantic. Maybe Fae are weird. They are. Because yeah, that was written like 8 years ago, so there's no way that it was written about re-reckoning.
I serve you now, you and the telling, despite what may have happened with Wenson. How can I help?
And this isn't romance. She's just telling us about how we're now the leader of the House of Ballads. Or, well, we're not the leader of the House of Ballads, we're the leader of the Court of Enchantment, aren't we? Okay, cool. Thanks, game. Issa, because there's like an assassination plot questline here.
I don't trust you, Dustlings.
That I haven't found. Possibly because I just haven't gone into every location. No, that's not it. Been there, I think. Maybe the Season Sanctuary? Have I been in there before? There's a Fate Weaver in here, but nothing else. You might be talking about romance in a different way than in games like Mass Effect. Maybe.
How strange. Dust.
Oops.
Don't test me.
It must be one of the buildings on the lowest layer of...
No fighting in the city!
I wasn't doing any fighting. I mean, I don't know that I went into... I went in there. I think I went in there. But did I go into every one of these? I went into these two. Because there was definitely a quest line where you try and get the Summer Court to help out in the war. And it turns out that someone's going to try and assassinate the king.
Hello.
There's a quest.
Then we must do what needs to be done.
Perhaps we must finally swallow our dignity and draw our swords. Quiet. We must not discuss this further in the open. You must be the special messenger Tatarian's expecting. Trust me, the rest of us have heard plenty about it. Erwin can't keep his big mouth shut. I am Methani Keen, Dokalfar ambassador to the Summer Court Fae. I'm sorry. This is a difficult position sometimes.
She said Erwin, but it was definitely spelled Araun. Which is actually, well, it was Eraun rather than Araun, with an E rather than an A. Araun with an A is the name of a supernatural Welsh king who was king of Anovan. That annoying person I was talking about doesn't act romantic, really. She basically tells you that she's happy to allow you to use her ship if you take care of her needs. Is this in Legend of Dead Kell?
They are a council of Fey nobles that advise the High King in matters of politics. Not that they even understand what that means. To them, politics is just a game. Well, more of a game than usual. You understand my meaning.
Yes, you use her ship to get to the island. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was seeing some someone else listed as a romance option when I searched, but it was someone from Legend of Dead Kell, so I discounted them because I'd thought that it was relevant. Well, I was looking for stuff relevant to specifically Reckoning rather than Dead Kell. I think that you get to try and romance Aelin Shear at the end of the game after you've beaten Turnok. But that's not really a romance either.
This is where the Fae hide us to keep us out of sight. I used to take offense, but I got over it. I wouldn't want to live near them. Strange things, the Fae.
Nice dehumanization there. That won't go wrong, will it? I mean, the Fae aren't human, but you're othering and objectifying, like turning them into objects by referring to them as things. That's not good. They're not difficult to understand either. You're just not putting in the effort.
Isa is fine, and the Fae are tolerable, but many believe they should do more to support the war effort. It's
Same.
unjust to live in peace while the rest of the world burns.
I mean, that's reasonable. Do they think the Tuatha are just going to leave them alone? I mean, they're not in danger of being overthrown anymore because we've broken the siege of Melsinshire and we're pushing way deep into Alabastra, having cleared Cluricon. But if we'd been doing this as we were working our way across rather than coming back to it, I think that there was a danger of the Melsinshire falling and the Tuatha sweeping across the plains of Erethel and into Dalantarth.
I've met with him several times. I'll admit, he radiates a certain presence, but I'm less interested in charisma than I am in leadership.
Reasonable.
Not everyone is welcome up there. It's where the court of summoned nobles spend their time reminding themselves of past glories. I'd avoid it. Something is about to happen, and it must be stopped. But that is all I can say. This is neither the time nor the place. If you're interested in hearing my story, meet me in the worship circle after dark, near the gates. I will wait for you there. The Varani communicate secretly using weapons. They engrave codes into the blades of daggers and swords, and that way, they can get them through a typical search. We believe this particular pair of daggers describes the defenses of Issa, where it's strong and where it's weak. The Varani are plotting, and they will act. This is not the place. I will meet you in the time and place I specified.
Okay. And then asking about daggers
Goodbye.
just gives us half the information anyway. That the Varani are planning to attack. Which I'm sure will endear the Varani to, and the Children of Dust in general, to the Summer Court Fae. And get them to get involved in the war effort.
Ah, a strength.
That's definitely a good idea.
May Lyria touch you.
May Lyria touch me? No thanks. That's sounds like a threat. Where is she planning on touching me exactly?
Tell me of the authorities' gifts.
I know the purpose given me, the reason I am here. Good, you've come. I'm sorry to make you wait like this, but what I mean to discuss is very sensitive. It involves treachery. The Varani cannot stomach Tartarean's neutrality. They believe that his Fae subjects could be convinced to march with us on the battlefield. I believe this as well, but I would never resort to violence. The Varani wish to turn Issa into a military camp. I cannot let that happen. It will ruin all my people have achieved here.
Yeah, sounds like a bad idea. I don't think it would go the way the Varani want.
Of course, it is the right thing to do. The leader of the plot is the Varani ambassador, Kierna Brenner. Every night, the ambassador strolls Memory Walk, alone. She carries a pair of daggers. Take them. Afterwards, dispose of them. Destroy them. Salvage them. I don't care. Return to me when it is done.
I wonder whether I can just pickpocket them from her. Because last time I did this, I think I killed her.
She is no politician. She is a warlord, and a cruel one. I've heard stories that would make your heart brittle. She was sent here for one reason alone, to bring down Issa. She spends most of her time in the embassy, but in the evenings, she enjoys a leisurely stroll through Memory Walk. Try there after dark. Goodbye.
I think we were supposed to be having this conversation after dark as well, but it doesn't seem as though the game cares very much about time.
Matharu is the path in the dark.
Am I going to have to buy the use of a bed in the tavern so that I can sleep for a few hours to get us to... Is there a way of checking in-game time? Status. Stats. Enemies killed 4,700. That's a lot. Chickens slain. $6 million damage. think there was a days in game somewhere. And when I saw it, it was at like 109. You can fast travel to your house. Ooh, 23 diseases acquired. Yep. And 6 curses. 11 secret doors. Yeah, I know I can fast travel to a house and sleep there, but it seems like fast traveling to different zones, even inside Dalentarth, affects the time. Maybe it's just fast traveling across major zones. Like, I'm sure when I fast traveled from Cluricon to my house in Webwood, it changed the time of day. Like, it had changed to night rather than day. Reagents harvested, armor salvaged, armor crafted. Current bounty, largest bounty, lifetime theft, characters pickpocketed, Warsworn rank, Scullier Arcana rank. Nice. Yeah, I'm paranoid that going elsewhere to sleep may change the time too much. But I don't know whether there's even a bed I could use in here.
Hello there, pretty. Come, talk a Hey there, pretty. This is Asker's Alley, best tavern in Issa. Only tavern in Issa, of course, but you didn't know that, did you? If you're new in the city, I can help. I know everything. About the Understyle, the Embassy, the Scolia Arcana, you name it. I know it all.
Bedroll. First, sell junk.
We provide your basic public service. Ale, and if drinking isn't your thing, then you can always stop by the Hexes game and back. Sure, we've got a place to sleep on the floor over there, but it'll cost you. Sounds good. I'll set it up.
What a princely sum for a bed in a tavern. Not even a bed, just a bedroll on the floor.
Oh, if I had the finery and manners, you wouldn't find me anywhere but the Embassy Hall. I'd even buy a title. But it's a dreadful place these days, what with the war. The Darkelfar and Varani are practically at arms over their differences, and everyone speaks in a whisper. I prefer the United Merchants delegation. Those are my people.
That's an energetic dance for the pipe and lute, isn't it?
Olana and her squire Brio, they have the good fortune to meet with all the nobles who visit the High King. A life of lords and ladies. Oh, that's the life for me.
Why would you want to be a noble?
So you want to brush up on your bad luck, do you? That game will do it for you, all right. Speak with Kali in the back. Is that the one at the far end of the Understyle? Yeah, I think that's the place. Never been there, but folks say that's where the Fae make the waterfalls. You see, the city gets its magic from the water. They call it the fountain. Or is it the wellspring? I never remember. I'm sure it's just a story anyway.
Nope, it's true. Literally the case.
When Issa first opened, the Alfar approached the humans about creating a shared shop, so people here could get their sundries. All of this was lost on the Fae, of course. Most of the United Merchants are good people, like Weistrin and Gwenna. But that blacksmith's apprentice, Britt Codgan, he's a leech. Let me just say that I adore Olana. She's one of the few Fae that I've met face to face, and she couldn't be more pleasant. Such a pretty one. The Askers took me in when my pa was killed in the war. That's been nearly 10 years. Now this is my home, pretty. It's where you'll find me every day and every night.
Is her calling us pretty like just barmaid flirty? Or is it like flirty? Because presumably that's a line in there regardless of what gender you pick for your character. So if she's calling us pretty and describing Olana as very attractive, seems like Riona Helt goes both ways. Or is at least bi.
Oh, that's a sinister spot, isn't it? Even the Fae take a few extra steps to walk clear of there. Don't trust anyone in robes.
I'm the Archmage of the Scholia Arcana. But I'll just pretend that I didn't hear you describe us as creepy and sinister. Some people do that IRL just to be nice. Yeah, I know. It doesn't stop me thinking that it's weird.
Like I said, it's all magic to me. If the Fae said this city got its power from glowing purple antelopes, I'd probably believe them. I'm just a hostess. It's the Fae neighborhood on the other side of the city. There you'll find the Hall of Appointments and the Lyceum Grove. They don't mind if you go exploring in the Understyle, but I wouldn't suggest it unless you know your way around. The Fae can be easily offended.
A lot of things people do IRL are weird. Yeah.
Bye now.
Alright, so where exactly is this bedroll that we've rented for 430 gold? Here we are. Okay, use bed. Let's sleep for 8 hours. That should take us to nighttime. Hopefully. You can't really you can't really tell, can you? But yeah, this looks like nighttime.
He's so spooky under the stars.
Yeah, don't mind the lady who's got burning Fey blades on her back that are lit from within, or the big glowing shield, or the glowing hands. Don't mind those. Child's doll, worn by use, now of little value. Okay. How's it going?
What do you want? Do you have business with the Varani in the Gardens of Issa? If so, then you must speak with me, Kierna Brenner. This is not a life I chose, here in this fetid swamp of a city. I was raised on the sea, an adventurer and warrior. I survived, and that made me what you see before you.
Cool.
Cowardice drives her ambition, a fear of being discovered. All the Alfar lack confidence. We Varani make our own outcomes. We make the future. I do not enjoy this position, talking instead of fighting, speaking of the enemy instead of facing them, but I have a job to do, and I will do it. You must mean Keen and her cohorts in the embassy. Lapdogs, all of them. They don't appreciate the situation. They don't understand sacrifice. This plot interests you. Listen, Ambassador Keen tries to stop me, but she can only do so while she lives and breathes. You can help me put an end to that.
No thanks.
Fine. but you are playing this game for the weaker side. If Keen wants to stop us, she will send someone, and when they come, I will be ready.
Bit weird leaving her slumped like that. I suppose I was supposed to do that a bit sooner, but oh well. I thought I'd be able to pickpocket the knives off of her. Hold on, let's make sure that nobody witnesses us leave the location of the murder. He's seen something. Kierna Brenner, Varani ambassador to the Summer Court, encoded details of the city's security arrangements in these blades engravings. Break them down. Where's the hand in? Oh, over here. Okay.
Pretty evening, isn't it?
Weird of her accusing this place of being a swamp. It's as though she's not actually ever been over to Cluricon.
Let us never speak of this again. I don't know you. I don't like you. And I hope I never see you again. Take this gold and these supplies. Such items are hard to come by in wartime. This is where we part.
Okie dokie. And I guess that she'll just work at getting Tyrion, was it? To agree to join the war?
What is it?
I wonder whether I can talk to him about it. Yeah, to Tyrion. Isn't he sitting like David Bowie in Labyrinth as the Goblin King as well?
The age of the Fae is drawing to an end. Now is your time.
Because he certainly sounds like David Bowie, in my opinion. No new conversation options. Oh well. Sorry to have bothered you then.
Hello.
That was cheery. Okay, so assuming I can fast travel from here, let's head down to Mortis Tor, being as it's the closest point I can fast travel to. Bit inconvenient, that nowhere else I discovered further along is showing up on the map. Oh well. Oh. They've invited themselves to a party. Okie dokie. With that part dealt with, that is the end of today's stream. I will be continuing on through Twilight Pass next time. And next time will be on Monday. Roughly 8 PM GMT, probably. I know I was kind of late today. But in my defense, I was watching a really interesting video by Overly Sarcastic Productions, who are fantastic, and I highly recommend them. Between now and then, I am going to be uploading this on my YouTube, Vanilla Jester Gaming, this recording. You can also find me on Twitter, @VanillaJester, or on Discord, if you use Discord and you really feel like you want to talk to me. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I hope you feel like coming back. So until the next time I see you, I hope you have a nice time, and goodbye.